Hi, my name is Saul Rodriguez. Today I'm blessed. I'm happily married. I got a great job. But my life wasn't always this way. Before I accepted God, my life was meaningless. I didn't care for nobody. I liked drinking. I didn't care for my education. The only thing I cared about was being around the cool guys, which was skipping school, not caring about my grades, going out to parties, going out to parks and start drinking. Didn't care about nobody. I had no vision. Actually, my vision was drinking. My vision was fighting. My vision was going to jail. That was part of the goal I wanted to reach. There was times I got to the point I didn't want nobody to tell me what to do, regardless who it was, father, mother. But of course, as the man in the household, my father needed to be up and set the rules. I got home one day drunk. He told me stop drinking. I started breaking everything in the house. Once he told me to stop, something clicked in me. He's telling you something that you don't want to hear. So we got into a fist fight because I didn't see him as my father. I seen him as an enemy telling me don't do this. And that's when it happened, a big sin. But I didn't care at that time. So my mentality was I didn't care about nothing. All I cared was about drinking. At my house with my wife, fights, constant. One day I went to a nightclub. After that, she found out I was there, so I got a phone call. But at this time, I didn't want to argue. For some reason, I didn't want to argue anymore. So I went outside, I flagged a taxi driver down. I told the guy at the end, see you later, my friend. He says, F you, I'm not your effing friend. That's where my mentality clicked again. This guy's disrespecting you. Go out and do something, you can't get disrespected from him. So me not thinking again about the consequences of my actions, I try to fight him in the car. The guy turns around and he runs me over. So from that on, I went to a hospital, Sunnybrook. They gave me 10% survival rate.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus.
At this point, my wife and parents were praying for me in the help center. The doctors did their part, God did his part, and I'm sitting here today. It was a long, painful recovery, but during that recovery, coming to the help center, learning more about God, I had something inside me change actually. I was grateful to be alive. As of today, I got a vision, I got goals, I got dreams. I got a beautiful family, I got 2 wonderful kids. No more drinking. The weekend, no more going out, clubs, partying. It doesn't work for me anymore. Now I have a wonderful job. I know where I'm going and I'm going to get it. And what I'm trying to say is, if you want to change, you want your life to change, come to the help center. You got nothing to lose but your problems. Today, I am blessed.
My name is Diane. Ever since I can remember, probably from my teenage years, I was sad, lonely. Coming into adulthood, it carried over, being sad, being lonely. I had sleepless nights. I had problems, and then I didn't know how to solve them. I didn't know where to go, what to do to make them better. I tried to do it on my own, but nothing seemed to work. It seems as if I would take one step forward and 2 or 3 steps back. And it was like a vicious circle. over and over again. Whenever I try to do something and I think, oh right, I'm making progress, but it would just unravel and I would be further back than I was when I started. The worst moment of my life happened when I ended a relationship a couple of years ago. It was horrible. I didn't think that would ever happen to me. I was verbally abused and taken advantage of. I didn't know what was happening. I felt as if I was in a room basically, and there was no way to get out. Boxed in top to bottom, four corners, and no way to get out. I was overwhelmed. I heard about the church from my mom. She immigrated here, and she was going to the church in Jamaica, and when she came here, she found the church and she was coming to the church, and she would invite me, and I would say, no, I don't want to. It's not that I didn't go to church before. When we were in Jamaica, we would go to church. I would have to go to church because the situation was different then. I came here and I lost touch with faith, with church, with everything. And when she came here, she started going. She would invite me, and I would brush it off. And then one time I found myself here, and I haven't looked back.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power.
My life today is transformed after being here, coming to the church, doing the chain of prayers, coming especially on Fridays, and being delivered. I can say that I feel a sense of relief. I'm lighter. Things are moving forward in my life. The problems that used to plague me before, they don't plague me anymore. I don't feel sad. I don't have the headaches anymore. And things are moving forward in my life. I'm happier.
My name is Rosemary. I am a very happy person. I have a good job. I have peace and joy in my heart and in my soul. And I have a happy marriage. But it wasn't always like this. When I was a child, I never felt love and care from my parents and my siblings. They always treat me like nothing. Like they don't love me, they don't care me. Until such time as I grow, these grudges is inside my heart. It grows until my heart gets hardened with them. Until I grow, at the age of 18, I start having online dating. I had 10 boyfriends in a row, only online dating. Until such time that I had a boyfriend before, we ended up getting married. But that marriage never lasts long. It only lasts 3 weeks. After the wedding, he left. And it only stays pain in my heart. It's so hurt for me, and I cried a lot of times on that time. I suffered a lot, suffered depression, loneliness, and all of these things. Until such time that he needed money, so I have to give him something. Until my finances, everything was a mess. Because of this emptiness that inside of me, of what happens in the past from my family, from my past relationship, I carried all of these things until such time that it came into my mind that there's no way out for me. There's no hope for me anymore. Until one day, one of my neighbors invited me to come to the church.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is
When I came to the Universal Church, I still have the grudges inside of me, the hopelessness inside of me. But as I start attending the Sunday service, I discover that my faith has a power, that my spirit starts lifting me up, that my spirit starts strengthening me up. Because as I start coming to the Universal Church, the hopelessness, the grudges inside of my heart, in my life is still in there. But as I start going to attending the Sunday service, I learn that I have faith, that I can use this faith to transform my life. And little by little, I start to learn on how to take away all the grudges inside of me, that I learn how to forgive. I know it's hard to forgive, but I've learned. I learned how to forgive my parents, to forgive my siblings, to forgive the guy who have hurted me before. And now my life is transformed. I am happily married, and when I start removing these grudges in my heart, I start to believe in God's promises. My vision starts to open because God put it inside of me that my life can change, that my life can transform, that I can be happy, I can have peace in my heart, I can have peace in my life, and that's what happened. Today I have a job, I have my husband, and we are happily married, and the greatest blessing that I've ever received is the Holy Spirit. Now I am happy, I have peace in my heart, and I am blessed.
My life was a complete mess. My life was a mess. It all started at the age of 12. I was very rebellious. I was very aggressive, angry, and violent. Rebellious towards my mother. I was very disobedient. Everything she would tell me, I would disagree. I wouldn't listen to her. We would be in constant fights at home. There was no peace inside of my home because of my behavior, because of the way that I acted, not only to my mother, but also to my siblings, to my sisters. I would always be fighting with them for no reason. I would try to pick a fight. And this led to things happening outside of the home. Also on the streets, I would get in trouble with the law, with people outside. I was that kind of person that whoever stared at me in a certain way, I would go as far as to even confront them about the problem or even get physical with them. And that was the kind of person that I was. And because of this, it also started problems at school. I got in trouble with teachers, with other students, with the principal. I was always in the office, getting suspended, all these things just because of my anger, because of my rebelliousness, because of everything that happened at home, and because I had an emptiness inside. I was empty and I didn't know how to fill it because I used to get bullied. When I was 11, I got bullied. And so because of that, I became that bully. I became even worse than the bullies that bullied me. So that's where all the anger came from. I wanted to take revenge on the world. I was upset, so I decided I wasn't going to let anything hold me back, but I was going to show the world what they did to me. And all of this was because of that. So after, the lowest part of my life was when I decided to follow this girl to her house because she did something to me. And I fought her. As soon as she opened the door, I just beat her up. I blanked out, and nothing could hold me back at that moment. And the next day, I had police officers come to my house. They spoke to my mother. I was sitting there on the couch, and they were telling me about the consequences that I would get into, how she wanted to press charges because of what I did to her. And I saw the look on my mother's face, and she was devastated. I had never seen so much disappointment in someone's eyes and someone's face before like I saw in my mother. And I was already attending the church because my mother used to bring me to the church all the time ever since I was young. But I was in the church physically. I wasn't there spiritually. I didn't want anything to do with God. I would listen to the pastor, but it would go in through one ear and out the other. But after that day, I decided that I wanted to change. I decided that I needed a way out and I didn't want to continue being the person that I was. When I started taking the things of God seriously, I started going to the services more often, on Fridays for my spiritual cleansing, also on Sundays to seek the Holy Spirit. And I also started taking part in the YPG every Sundays at 1 o'clock. And they started teaching me how to be a youth of God. Then I started to see a transformation within myself. I was no longer angry all the time. I had peace, inner peace, something that I thought I could never have before. And I stopped being rebellious towards my mother. My family is now blessed, and I am blessed. And also at school, everything's going well. I graduated, and now I'm going to university. My name is Petra, and today, my life is totally transformed.
My name is Angeli, and all of my problems started when I was growing up without my mom. She used to travel to work, but back then when I was 3 years old, I didn't realize that she was doing it for my family. So I started to hate her. The grudge grew inside of me, and because of that, I was growing up and I don't have anybody to tell me what to do because I only grew up with my dad. So I started drinking, I started partying with my friends, getting attention from them, and I even started skipping classes at school. And because I don't have anybody to confide with, I also had a very low self-esteem. So back when I was in elementary school, I also had the experience of bullying. But because of that, so I didn't have a lot of friends. My circle of friends is very, very small. So I didn't have the confidence to open up with other people, to trust them. And then the attention as well, to grab attention to the other people, the friends. So it started like that, and then when the news came that my mom said that, okay, I'm gonna bring you to Canada. So I had this chance to spend my time with my relatives, with my friend, with my relatives back home. And then I spent 1 week with them, and then but still the partying, the drinking is still there. So I spent like 1 week drinking, just drinking, and then getting sober in the morning, and then at night drinking. And then it woke me up because that's all what I was doing. I was just drinking because I thought the problems are gonna go away. And so that was like the worst moment of my life, and it just woke me.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power.
My mom was already coming to the Universal Church, and she brought me. It helped me come out of my shell. And then there's a youth power group in the church, and the youths were very nice. They welcomed me, and it helped me come out of my comfort zone, and it increased my self-esteem. I had friends, so it slowly it helped me. And also because of the Friday meetings, the Sunday meetings, today I don't have the void inside of me anymore, and I don't deal with low self-esteem anymore, and I do not have the grudge or the hatred inside of me. And today I help other people to overcome the situation that I was in before. And today I'm a new person, and I've received the greatest blessing in my life. Today I'm in the presence of God.